Broken things carry the most powerful magic. That is not a metaphor. That is the actual rule of the universe, and 3 stories are about to prove it. Story 1. Crestwood Bay. A seaside suburb where the tide comes in every morning and washes the color out of everything. There is a clockwork fox living under the pier. His name is Render. The magical rule here is simple. Every lie spoken near the ocean turns into a physical object you have to carry. Render watches tourists drop their phones, trying to hold armfuls of small stones, old receipts, broken glass. One girl, maybe 9 years old, tells her dad she is fine. A brick appears in her arms. Render walks up and says, "You do not have to hold that alone." She looks at him. A talking fox. She does not even flinch. She just says, "Nobody ever offered before." They split the brick between them, and it dissolves. The moral is not that honesty is easy. The moral is that honesty shared becomes weightless. The unexpected ending is that Render was built by her grandmother, who lied once and never recovered. Story 2. The Harwick Tower District. Glass skyscrapers so tall, the clouds get stuck between floors. A child made entirely of rain lives on the 42nd floor of a building nobody owns. Her name is Sable. The magical rule here is that every wish made inside a building costs 1 memory. People wish for promotions, for revenge, for parking spots. They forget their mother's voices. They forget the smell of their childhood homes. Sable collects the lost memories in small jars she lines along the windowsill. One evening, a man in a gray suit sits on the floor of an empty office and says out loud, "I just want to feel something real again." He does not even know he is wishing. Sable opens a jar and pours it over him. He starts crying immediately. He says, "That was my dog. I forgot I had a dog." Sable says, "You traded it for a corner office in 2019. He looks at her. He says, "Was it worth it?" She says, "You tell me." The moral is that ambition is not the villain. Forgetting what you are ambitious for is. The unexpected ending is that Sable is made from every tear cried in that building since it opened, and she is only 6 years old. Story 3. The 7:14 commuter train out of Dunmore Station. Fluorescent lights, coffee smell, the specific exhaustion of people going somewhere they did not choose. A broken toy lives in the lost and found box under seat 12. A stuffed rabbit with one eye and a torn ear. His name is Cass. The magical rule on this train is that anyone who falls asleep on it dreams the life they were supposed to live. Most people wake up furious. One woman wakes up laughing. Cass watches her from the box. She notices him staring. She picks him up. She says, "I dreamed I was a lighthouse keeper in Portugal. I had a garden. I grew tomatoes." Cass says, "Why are you laughing?" She says, "Because I still can. I am not dead yet." She tucks him into her bag and takes him home. The moral is not that you should quit your job and move to Portugal. The moral is that the dream is a door, not a destination. The unexpected ending is that the train has been running the same route since 1987, and nobody has ever gotten off at the last stop, because the last stop does not exist on any map. and Cass has been making sure of that. Here is the challenge. All three of these protagonists were discarded. A broken machine, a weather phenomenon, a forgotten toy. And every single one of them held more magic than the humans around them. So the real question is not whether magic exists. The real question is what you have been throwing away without looking closely enough.